Rosario Vampire can be experienced through both the anime and the manga, but both are completely different. If you're unfamiliar with Rosario Vampire, the story centers around Skune Aono, a high school student who accidentally enrolls into a monster school. While in this school, he meets many new friends who are mostly sexy women who are madly in love with him. This is the basic setting for both the anime and the manga, but they're both different because the anime is basically a comedy harem with ecchi elements. In the anime, Skune is mostly helpless and all of the battles are over quickly because of his female companions. The manga is also a harem comedy, but it also contains shonen elements as well. In the manga, Skune also starts off being very weak, but around volume 3 he gains a special power, and then after that he can hold his own in battle. I'm not going to spoil what that ability is or how it happens, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory if you know anything about the series. The anime began when the first season of the manga was on its 9th volume, and a lot of people ask me, when does the anime split from the manga? The Rosario Vampire anime and manga are so different. If you're familiar with the Rosario Vampire anime series, the final event, the final arc of the anime series actually happens within the 3rd volume of the manga. In the manga, not even all the characters have been introduced at that point, but in the anime, that's at the end of the first season, so everyone's already introduced. For the anime, the final arc of the first season was just a taste of the shonen elements within the Rosario Vampire manga, but of course, it's just a taste. The manga actually starts off with that battle in volume 3, and then it builds on the fights from there. In fact, most of the fights within Rosario Vampire Season 1 also took place in the manga, but they are so much better in the manga. In the anime, the way most of the fights work is that Skune gets into the fight, he is completely helpless, his friends come and save him, and if his friends aren't enough to defeat the enemy, then Skune rips off Mocha's rosary and she releases her true vampire form. And then after that, all of the fights within the anime are usually over with one attack from Mocha in her true vampire form. It's almost like a running gag, and these fights don't last long at all. But on the other hand, in the manga, these very same fights will last the better part of a chapter, if not longer. The fights are done so much better in the manga, you can actually sense the danger of the enemy that they're fighting. You can see them getting beat up and cut up, and they still keep fighting no matter what. In the manga, you get to see a wide variety of monsters ranging from the mythical to the grotesque. Some of the monsters in the manga are so big that they dwarf everyone and are a real threat to everything around them. Also, the manga, the battles are centered more around teamwork. In the manga, all of the main characters can hold their own in battle, but when they fight against a stronger opponent, they all have to work together to defeat it. But not only are the monsters and the fights better within the manga, but the characters are also more involved within the story as well. Like in the anime, all of the women within Skune's circle except for Mocha start off as enemies, with Mocha trying to take Skune away by force, but then after confrontation they all become friends. But in the manga, the pacing of this is so much better because you get more time to focus on each of these characters and where you meet them. You get more time devoted to each of these characters because you don't meet all of the characters up until around volume 5. Plus, a lot of the other characters have meaning within the story as well. Skune's cousin, the bus driver, some of the teachers, and also some of the former enemies as well. Plus, in the manga, you get to see the value of everyone's friendships just because the battles are so drawn out. You get to see people risking their self to save their friends. But not only that, you can see through other events the development of their friendship. Now, as far as the comedy and fan service aspects of the series are concerned within the manga, the comedy is about the same as within the anime, but the fan service is toned down a lot within the manga. The manga contains partial nudity, but it doesn't really make any sense because they show the boobs, but they don't draw any nips. I don't really think that makes any sense because everyone has them, everyone knows what they look like. So I don't know why they wouldn't put them. Aside from all that, I really like the art style within the manga. All of the covers look beautiful. You can actually see the artwork from Volume 1 to Volume 10 actually get better and better. Not only that, but in the beginning of each volume, you get to see a personal message from the mangaka, and also at the end of each volume, you get to see a few gag pages where the characters just joke around. So two of the other most asked questions about this series is that, if I've already seen the anime series and I want to pick up the manga, which volume should I start at? I'd say start off at Volume 1. You can get away with skipping to Volume 2 and starting off from there, but what's the point of just skipping one volume? I say start from Volume 1 and get the full experience. Secondly, I get a lot of people asking me if there will be a Season 3 to the Rosario Vampire anime series. I don't know if there's going to be a Season 3 to the anime, but if they made one, I'd really like to see it. But more importantly, I think that if they made any new Rosario Vampire anime content, that they should revamp the series and make a strict manga adaptation. Don't get me wrong, I like the anime series, but the manga is so much better. So if you're a fan of shonen, harem, and comedy series, then I definitely recommend you to check out the Rosario Vampire manga series. So if you're interested in reading or watching Rosario Vampire, you can watch it on Funimation.com or on Netflix. And if you're interested in reading Rosario Vampire, then you can get a sample chapter on the Viz website. So if you've read Rosario Vampire Season 1, then let me know what you thought about this in the comments section below. Let me know what you thought about the manga versus the anime. Everyone that I've talked to that has seen both the anime and the manga really enjoys the manga more, so I definitely recommend it to you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.